Even though I had 2.5 years worth of learning Mandarin under my belt, I felt timid asking for directions among the bustling crowds of Shanghai. It wasn't that I was afraid of speaking Chinese. It was more like I was afraid of not being understood by others. It was the fear of always being seen as a foreigner, while all I wanted was to feel fully immersed into the Chinese culture. After several group field trips, I felt compelled to explore Shanghai on my own for a day. One moment in particular comes to mind that helped me appreciate the beauty of traveling alone. I didn't want to constantly depend on other people to get around town, so over spring break, I decided to take a quick trip to the Shanghai Museum to learn more about the city's rich history and culture. It was my first time exploring off-campus by myself. Walking down the streets of Shanghai alone was a pretty intimidating experience for me in the beginning, but my desire to reach the museum compelled me to interact with the locals. While asking for directions and getting closer to my destination, I became more confident speaking Chinese with others. Who knew I could be so independent? By the time I reached the museum, I realized that I was capable of being by myself in a foreign country, and that I could get by as long as I tried. As someone who's an avid museum visitor, I enjoyed taking my time reading descriptions of thousands of years old artifacts and studying magnificent calligraphy paintings and deity statues. It never occurred to me before that I would be able to appreciate so much more about these little things just by traveling on my own. I learned more about my capabilities through this experience, and I came to appreciate more of my surroundings by continuing my explorations. From cafes to kitty cafes to art galleries to restaurants to even little random shops along the streets. The more I explored, the more comfortable I felt about communicating with the locals, and the less anxious I became about independent travel. In fact, these smaller independent explorations led me to feel so comfortable about traveling on my own that when I was in Hong Kong, I was able to visit the big Buddha statue on Lantau Island on my own. To get there, I read maps and asked people. I walked and even rode on the cable car by myself. Let's just say that the half-day journey to there was worth it. Looking back, I realized that I actually loved traveling by myself. I will never forget these little serendipitous moments that happened when I finally took the initiative to independently do what I wanted and go wherever I wanted. It was amazing to experience all these things in such a short period of time. And that's when I learned, sometimes when you're traveling, all you need is yourself.